Is this not the weirdest thing? This is weird right now. Like, team in a shitty place last year, 4th overall pick. He, best player on the team. 2 months ago says, hey, I'm coming back baby facing. I signed the contract. I know the team is trying to build a new culture with a new quarterback, new everything. Then he gets new agent seemingly. Running back situation happens. Now it's almost like he's fighting not only the Colts, but also the entire NFL. Mm-hmm. And a lot of Colts fans are like, yo, now's not the time to do this. If you wanted to do this, it should have been maybe earlier for the, like, what is going on there? How hurt is he? You know, because Chris Ballard said we need him at 100%. And then Jonathan Taylor left to go out of state to get his ankle. I didn't even know that was that serious. It is. Colts fans seem to be like disinterested in Jonathan Taylor right now, but the national fans are still like, get Jonathan Taylor on our team. I assume teams will want to trade for him. Are the Colts going to do that? Are they going to sign him? What are your thoughts right now on what's going on with Jonathan Taylor?
Well, there's a lot there, right? And it's an evolving situation. And I think that, yes, his ankle, it was a question mark. And yes, there are some things that he's still physically trying to get past. But I also think that he also would test positive for contractitis if we gave him a test for that. I think that there are a lot of players that would test positive. I mean, it's just the fact of the matter, right? The guy wants to be paid or he wants to be traded. Yeah. And the Colts want to keep him. But again, there's a lot here. And I think both sides, I said to you before, they need to kind of let the situation calm down. His reason for stepping away right now is truly legitimate. It is a personal issue right now. It's nothing related to football. So he's tending to that particular situation right now. Okay, so let's hope that that gets resolved here pretty soon. I think that the Colts, they need to find a way to calm the situation, whatever that may be. And Jonathan Taylor, I think both sides need to give a little bit here, right? The Colts need to say, hey, let's see if we could sit down and talk contract. He needs to be willing to try to get back on the field, show some good faith efforts, and they need to get back into a better place than they've been, because somewhere along the way, it went off the rails. And I don't know whether that's related to that running back meeting where all of a sudden Jonathan Taylor felt like he had to represent some of the running backs that were out there in a market where the running backs have been wronged, or whether it was Jim Irsay coming out a couple of different times and tweeting and saying things that he shouldn't have, that offended his running back and made his running back very upset. There's a few different spots, inflection points this summer where the situation regressed, clearly. So now it's up to both sides to figure out a way to get it back on the track. Now, when you talk about a trade, do I think there will be teams out there that would be interested? Yes. Do I think that those teams would be willing to give up what the Colts would want back in return and compensate Jonathan Taylor both? I think that's challenging. I'm not going to tell you it can't happen, because of course it could, but it's not easy. So the easier solution is they have a young rookie starting quarterback.
Dog picked apart the Chicago Bears yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Picked apart the Chicago Bears yesterday.
They need
dominated the Chicago Bears last night.
That's not what I saw. That's not what I saw.
Anthony Richardson dominated. I'm sorry. Anyways, go ahead.
And so they need to support him in every way possible. And the best way to do that is with one of the best guys, maybe the best guy on your team. So again, I'd say it's up to both sides to find a way to come together, like Etch-a-Sketch, like let's shake it clean, start a new, fresh chapter, right?
I like that.
And let's see if we could figure out a solution where everybody's happy. And that, to me, would involve a new contract that both sides could live with. That would give the Colts their star running. Like, he's 24 years old. He's a great guy. You want to build around guys like that. You don't want to lose guys like that. So get it done. Figure out a way.
Yeah, we also had guys in that locker room betting on our own team, people being late to meetings, people being late to appointments. It's like, there's a lot of things where I'm like, yo, bro, 4th overall pick, and while you were one of the leaders of the team, the entire culture of the Indianapolis Colts kind of went to shit. So, like, whenever you say at April, hey, I'm here for this whole thing, we're all very pumped. We love JT in this city.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved. And then when he's the only guy Okay, and there's people that are going to say I'm holding Irsay's water here, and it's like Irsay afforded me the opportunity to have all this. Yes, I'm very, very thankful for Irsay, and Irsay should not have been the one that's tweeting about the running back market and everything. If he wanted that message out because he feels like he's the oldest owner and it's our league, tell Woody Johnson to fucking put it out, or tell somebody else that's not in the middle of this to tweet it. So I don't think Irsay was writing this whole thing either, but like from an Indianapolis Colts fan perspective, it is hard to be on JT's side in this whole thing at all because we've heard about our team just getting dismantled from within pretty much.
Shit show.
While this guy is one of our leaders, it's like, I don't know if...
But what did JT have to do with dismantling the team?
So, like, people being late to meetings and training and betting on their team, like, yeah, the locker room needs to fucking mandate that shit. Like, that is... I feel
But Jonathan Taylor didn't have it. What did he have to do with that?
See, Schefter, you've never been in a locker room. That's what I just heard from you. Like, that is a locker room. Yeah. Like, that is a locker room thing. Like, people showing up late to meetings, like, of course, the coaches can find them, but the leaders in the locker room be like, hey, we don't fucking do that around here. This is professional football. So, like, that type of stuff, if you're like an alumni of the Colts, for instance, you know, and I'm not the only one, God damn it, I'm nowhere near that. But I watch it, I'm like, this group here that all got paid, not Jonathan Taylor, we wish he did. This group here got paid more money than all the guys that built this fucking stadium that they're playing inside of. And right now, all the stories we're hearing from inside out is like, it just wants a complete toxic, bad football.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
So I've been in locker rooms, but you're upset that Jonathan didn't step up and do more to prevent that.
Not upset about it.
Correct?
Just saying, like, you're one of the leaders on the team, and this happened while you're in the locker room.
Right. Well,
then you say, hey, I'm going to perform my contract. Then you're the only guy that isn't getting in with the new culture in the new offense. Like, it's really tough as like Colts fans to be like, we're on Jonathan Taylor's side here. Like, I love Jonathan Taylor.
Well, here's the deal.
What I mean?
He last year he's 23 years old. He's still on a rookie contract. He's a highly productive player. I don't know that his job entails being a leader of the team and stopping guys from betting or being late. Now, maybe he could have been more proactive there, but I don't think that we're making judgments about whether we want to keep or pay a player based on how assertive he was with other players.
No, yeah, I think that's just one of the things. There's a lot of things like that are just kind of stacking up, and it's like all these things are a heel move by Jonathan Taylor, who's been the babyface for us literally the entire time, which I think he's probably saying, like, yeah, I've been the perfect community person, the perfect Colt, and you're not paying me or whatever. And I can understand that, but like just 2 months ago, you said you didn't want like to negotiate and have a whole new contract. So it's like, as a Colts fan, I'm just speaking from Colts fan.
That's what I'm saying. Something has changed over the course of the summer where the situation went from him saying, okay, I don't need a new contract, him saying, I do need a new contract, whether that's him standing up and representing other players, whether it was something Jim Irsay said, whether it was a change of heart that I don't know what changed, but there was a change in the way that he was approaching this. And so since then, the situation has regressed. It hasn't moved the right way. It's regressed. And he's a part of that regression, but he's not the full reason that there's been a regression. Again, I blame Jim Irsay some, and I'm a big Jim Irsay fan. I blame Jonathan Taylor some. I blame it's everybody's collective fault.
His agent.
That they've allowed it.
His agent.
Fine.
Yeah.
His agent too. It's all their fault that they've allowed it to get to this spot where, again, it's disintegrated, the relationship. The situation has gone backwards, and they're getting closer to the season. And so, in my mind, it's up to both sides to figure out a way to stop and figure out what works. Because the way it is right now and the way it's been this summer doesn't work and doesn't help either side moving forward.
So, like, with that being said, I think everybody, I don't know, just from watching it, though, everybody else is moving efficiently, positively. Like, on the offensive side, buying in, getting better, like going into the Shane Steichen kind of culture. Like, and he's literally hoodie off to the side. It's like, it is not good at all. Like,
I know, but can you imagine what that's like for a coach, too, by the way? Like, let's imagine, like, you
best player, your best player.
You're trying to implement your culture, and you got your best player in his hoodie, disgruntled, scowling, like, leaving camp, coming back, leaving, coming, like, that's a terror. again, that's terrible for everybody. That's not good for the coach, not good for the player, not good for the organization, not good for the owner, not good for the agent, not good for anybody.
Yeah. The money, though, talks, right? That's how this whole thing ends, you think? Is it too toxic? That's my big thing.
Of course.
But is it too toxic? Like, is Jim Irsay never going to give in?
No. Well, no, but there are wounds that have to be healed and patched up and repaired. I mean, both sides have done damage, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's time to wipe that slate clean.
Shake it up.
And then sit down and be responsible, mature, professional individuals and figure what is it that's going to make both sides happy.
Yeah.
Okay? And you know what that is? That's a fair deal. That makes both sides happy.
That's going to happen.
Definitely.
I do not like it at all. Just because, like, massive JT fan. And he is so good at fucking football. And like him and Anthony Richardson in the backfield. Oh my God.
Let's do it. I mean, Pat, you want to keep guys like that.
For sure.
So figure it out.
But Jim pays.
It shouldn't be that hard.
Everybody.
Okay?
Jim pays everybody.
We can put both sides in the damn studio with you, and you and I in 15 minutes to figure out a solution. Okay?
The only issue with me being in there will be like, yeah, Jim, just give him fucking
give him $50
million bucks.
Stop crying.
And then all of a sudden now, that whole thing is happening. It's just like, it's all very ugly and messy. And what you just said about Shane Steichen's so real. Like him trying to implement this whole thing, the offense, the culture. Because remember, like, everything I just said, where I'm like, yo, Jonathan Taylor also in that locker room when that's happening is one of the leaders, and I know he's young, and I'm not blaming him for that, but also like, hey, that locker room was shit too. Like everything was seemingly shit over
that's fine, but you still want to keep your best players.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah, that's football. That would be good. But what if they hate you? That's a whole nother thing.
It wasn't an issue the year before when he was the offensive MVP and rushing for all those yards. Like he was the same guy, right?
Well, that he is right now. He was the mayor of Indianapolis.
Yeah, everyone had a jersey.
Yeah, everyone had a jersey. Now
I thought you were the mayor of Indianapolis.
No. Actually, the political world does not like me much. That's what I've learned. Schefty. But I appreciate you coming in here and giving us your take and your angles, brother. We really do appreciate it.
If you want to arrange for Jim Irsay and Jonathan Taylor and Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard and Malky Kawa to come into that studio, I guarantee you that we can get this solved in 30 minutes.
You think it's just a miscommunication. That's all this is. Misunderstanding, miscommunication, classic business.
I think it's a lot of built up bad feelings and ill will that everybody needs to kind of let go of. They need to figure out what is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal, like I said, is to come up with a fair deal that works for both sides. It's not that
come on here and smoke some dope.
Figure out.
Pass the peace pipe.
Yeah.
What?
Shake the Etch-a-Sketch. Get right back into it. Yep. We appreciate the hell out of you, Shefty.